There are a lot of doubts about the Southport cover-up, which is currently widely discussed in the media. With very few responses, and it doesn't help that this government has stopped answering questions about Farage but has made a startling announcement about it. In today's video, we'll talk about it and go over all the most recent news from across the nation, but first, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our rapidly expanding community. Prime Minister Sakir Sharma has warned that senior politicians can either support or undermine the police work on the Southport case amid allegations of a cover-up over what was known about the alleged attacker. Nigel Farage has claimed that Reform UK MPs were prohibited from discussing Southport suspect Axel Ruda Cabana in Parliament. The Clon MP claims he sent a written question to Home Secretary Aet Cooper asking if Ruda Cabana had ever been referred to the Counter-Terrorism Prevent initiative. But Farage has said he was informed by the Commons authorities that he could not inquire about the matter due to the ongoing court case. The 18-year-old Ruda Cabana made an appearance via video link at Westminster Magistrates Court on Wednesday, refusing to speak during the brief hearing and wearing a grey sweatshirt pulled up over his mouth and nose. He is charged with murder and attempted murder in addition to having an Al-Qaeda document. Whether the accused was ever reported to the Anti-Terrorism Prevent program has not been disclosed by the police or prosecutors. It struck me as crucial for the public to know more about this atrocity, even though I understand the importance of not influencing a future trial. This is one of the speculative questions Farage has been asking since July. Farage wrote in the Telegraph the day after the 3 Southport killings. I could see that certain important facts about this atrocity had fallen into a vacuum, leading to unhelpful online speculation. It seems impossible to distinguish between the ongoing legal proceedings and the inquiries I made throughout the summer, which is really concerning. Farage stated that Richard Tye, a Reform UK colleague, was chosen to ask a question of Starmer at Prime Minister's Questions in the Commons on Wednesday. He wrote that morning that he received 3 anxious emails from Commons authorities inquiring about the possible content of his question, and an hour before PMQ started, he received a phone call informing him not to inquire about the man suspected of the Southport attacks. The Speaker in the Commons emphasised this point forcefully just before PMQ started, effectively withdrawing parliamentary privilege. Sknaws and Boston MP Tye questioned the Prime Minister about whether he agreed that in order to prevent an information leak, it is critical that authorities release more information as quickly as possible during terrorist occurrences. In response, Gap Starmer said that MPs could either help the police with their challenging work or work against them. I'm aware of my stance, but Farage claims that Starmer's administration has done a great job of using fear to quell public discussion that it finds objectionable and that he cannot avoid the issues that have surfaced regarding the way the Southport attack was handled and the 2 charges that were made public on Tuesday. Ruda Cabana is accused of killing Alist Silva Agar 9, Baby King 6, and Ellie Stancombe 7, who were stabbed during a Taylor Swift-themed dance class on Hart Street in Southport on July 29. He is also accused of attempting to kill 8 other children, instructing Leanne Lucas and businessman John Hayes, and possessing a knife. On November 13, KC, an independent reviewer of terrorism legislation, called for greater transparency from the police and government regarding criminal cases. Hall stated on the BBC Radio 4 programme today that the government must understand and will understand that other voices, especially on social media, will attempt to bridge any information gaps, especially in the mainstream media. If you have information that you can provide, put it in the public domain and be extremely careful not to make the mistake of saying that we can only say nothing because there are criminal procedures. This is something I would always advise the government to do, just as I advise the police. Tell me what you think about this in the comments section of other news. Darren Jones, the Chief Treasury Secretary for Labour, has defended the party's contentious changes to farmers' inheritance taxes. Addressing the media, Stephen Dixon and Ellie Costello interrogated Jones as he described the new plan that permits the first $1 million to be passed down tax-free. The latter referenced a farmer's statement on the People's Channel that said the government is snatching away the hand of someone who provides for you. For estates worth above this cutoff there will be a 20% inheritance tax reduction. Jones stressed that the changes mostly impact larger estates, saying that more than half of that went to 63 estates nationwide with an average worth of almost $8 billion. He also promised that the new policy would not significantly impact the majority of small and medium-sized farms. The changes to the inheritance tax have deeply alarmed farmers. Seventh-generation farmer James Fairley warned British Stan that the idea might be the end of agriculture and that it jeopardizes the custom of passing farms down through the generations. 26-year-old Warwick farmer Bizzer Walters informed Sky that if any of her family members passed away, she might have to sell land to cover the tax. Tom Bradshaw, the president of the National Farmers Union, stated that the policy would take away the ability of future generations to produce British food. Many farmers worry that the changes could result in higher food prices and less domestic food production, but some experts contend that worries about the inheritance tax changes may be exaggerated. According to a study by the Center for the Analysis of Taxation, only 200 out of 1,300 states annually claimed more than $1 million in relief between 2018 and 2020. According to Aaron Advani, an associate professor of economics at the University of Warwick, married couples who jointly own a farm may be eligible for up to $2 million in assistance. According to Robert Palmer, Executive Director of Tax Justice UK, the wealthiest families receive the majority of APR, many of whom have little to do with farming. The National Farmers Union, or NFU, is organising a demonstration against Labour's amendments to the inheritance tax in London. Speaking to the media, James Fairley underlined the NFU's rarity of taking such action, saying that the fact that they have already planned a march in London demonstrates how historic this is from a conservative standpoint. MP Greg Smith said the budget was a complete frontal attack. In addition to launching a financial assault on our farmers in Parliament, the Liberal Democrats have declared their opposition to the proposals, with party leader Ed Davey asserting that they may impact almost half of all farms. Please share your ideas in the comments section below regarding the topics we covered in today's video. I would like to quickly thank everyone who has supported this channel. We are rapidly expanding and approaching our target of 100,000 subscribers because we want to disseminate news that the mainstream media won't. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, and goodbye.